Last episode, Anderson dropped 46 points, an absolutely offensive explosion, and it was his best game of the season. It was also Joel Carney's first start because Bobo and Todd Graves have both had very slow starts to their respective seasons, and so Vanderbilt and Carney have found themselves back in the starting lineup. They made a couple of appearances there last year, but they're going to be in that role for quite some time until we can see if Bobo and Graves can get back on track. But even then, if this team is playing well, and what we're doing right now is working with Anderson at small forward and Carney at shooting guard, then why would you want to switch that up? But we will continue today by getting through about a month of the schedule, because I think I would rather watch, instead of the game against the Pacers right here, I think I would rather watch a game against the Mavericks, who are currently 7-4, and they are off to a pretty decent start to the year. It is very early on, but I want to sim about a month, see where we're at, and then face the Mavs, because we have not played the Mavs in quite some time. So I'm a little bit less familiar with their roster and who they have and all that fun stuff. So let's move forward. We're going to sim a month and see where things are at after that. So let's get right down to it. You've got to be kidding me, man. I mean, it was bound to happen at some point. We were due for some kind of injury. But Tyrese Halliburton, our second best player on the team, has a high right ankle sprain. He will miss 6 to 8 weeks, probably a little bit less. Usually it's less than that, but he is going to be out. We are almost done. We got 3 more games left to sim, and we're doing a good job. We actually have a really good record right now, but he's hurt. We're going to have to figure things out and see who can come in for him and how to, work around this injury. We have also won 6 games in a row, and then this happened. So that's really bad timing, but he cannot play through it. So what do we do? Do we start Wellington? Maybe. Do we move Carney to point guard and Anderson to shooting guard and Graves comes back in? I think we got to look at the stats real quick and see, who's playing the best to really see what to do here. So far this year, Joel Carney is averaging 17 points per game, 3 boards, 3 assists, 1 steal, 44% from the field, and 37% from behind the arc, and a very good 94% at the charity stripe in just under 24 minutes a game. He definitely is going to stay as a starter because he's having a really good season. He's playing well. And let's see, next guy up, Todd Graves. I think you just have to play the waiting game here. You have to really wait for him to figure it out, because right now he's not doing that, and I can't start him with these numbers here. I just can't. Meanwhile, Hans Meyer is picking up his pace, shooting 42% from the field, averaging about 7 points per game, 36% from the field, which is still the lowest in his career, but it is getting back up to where it needs to be, and he's also shooting very well at the charity stripe so far. I think he's definitely a candidate to get some starting minutes while Halliburton's out, and then you could put Carney at point guard. I think that's one option. Let's see if we can see how, let's see, Byron Wellington, what do we got here? 10 points per game, less than 2 rebounds, 3 assists, shooting 47% and 42% from 3. Not very good from the charity stripe, but I think he actually is the guy. I think he's going to make his way back into the lineup, so I think Wellington is the guy to do this with, and we can give Azette some minutes off the bench because of the injuries. So let's make the adjustments here. All right, so all I did was just pretty much give all of Halliburton's minutes to Wellington and give all of Wellington's previous minutes over to Azette. So Azette will actually be playing point off the bench, but I think he was all right in that role, kind of like Carney is. He's not, anything special at point guard, but he is capable of doing it in place of somebody else. So I think this is all right. I would rather give Azette playing time than Connor Gillespie. So I feel better about this. And I will say this rotation. And I guess we're going to be watching this team without Halliburton today. And like I said, we are on a 6-game win streak. And I'm just going to show you guys how these next 3 games go, just so we can see if that streak actually comes to an end or not. It looks like it did on the first game. Awesome. Great. We do blow out the Rockets and we take down the Timberwolves. We are 20-6 to start the season. And that is good for first in the power rankings and first in the conference by half a game over guess who? The San Antonio Spurs. I wouldn't have it any other way. And the Mavericks, who is our opponent for today, are only a game and a half back. So if they beat us, then they are also just half a game back from us. So getting a win today is going to be pretty important, I think. But back to our first box score. It was the game against the Warriors. And we did win by 2, just barely getting out of here with the win. This was on the road. They almost came back in the second half as we had a decent first half lead. It was very low scoring second quarter, but we come out on top 102-100. Jalen Green had 20 points. The Woodsmen got 22 for Joel Carney, 17 for Bobo off the bench, 16 and 10 for Halliburton, 16 for Anderson, and a nice win right here. They lost by 1, giving up 35 fourth quarter points, pretty much allowing a small comeback there in the fourth quarter. I'm not going to harp too much on that, but Carney drops 27. Halliburton drops 26. Anderson has had several games below 20 points, which is probably, through this many games, probably the most in his career, except maybe his first season where he has scored this many games below 20 points. But a lot of guys scored in double figures here, but the defense just could not hold the Timberwolves as Jaylen Brown drops 27. Horace Rivers drops 22 against us, and that kind of helped them out and got them the win. Then we used a very strong fourth quarter to blow out the Jazz by 20 points in a pretty low scoring affair for both teams. 27 for RJ Barrett, 15 for Lenny Ware, but the Woodsmen got 23 for Halliburton, 18 and 10 for Anderson. Usually those numbers are swapped for those two guys, but interesting there. Wellington was 17, Carney had 10, Payne 10 and 20. And a 4-point win against the Houston Rockets. Ray Harris drops 22. 19 for Jabari Smith, and the Woodsmen got 25 for Anderson, 20 and 5 for Halliburton, and 18 points for Don Payne. Decent days from Carney and Bobo. And that will take us into a loss against the Nuggets, who once again outscores in the fourth quarter like one of those other previous games, and we lost by 5. We had a 1-point lead going into it. Anderson drops 29. Carney drops 26, having a couple of nice games as a starter. I want to see that today. I want to see him shoot the ball and shoot it very well in the place of Halliburton. Don Payne at 16-11 with 1 block. Halliburton had only 5 points and 11 assists in this one, and this was not the game where he got hurt, so just a bad game for him, and he barely even shot the ball. Only 6 total shots for him. LaMelo drops 31, 6 and 7, but Jokic just held to 11, 8 and 3 with 4 steals against Don Payne. We then held the Celtics to only 90 points against us. 2 quarters where they scored below 20 points. Their highest score was Jalen Duren with 17. Tatum only had 14. And they were below 500. Carney and Anderson both once again have good shooting days. 26 points for each. While Bobo and Don Payne each score in double figures. We get 26 again for Anderson against the New York Knicks. And Carney and Halliburton dropped 20 plus. Bobo had 11, Payne 14 boards. The Knicks got 24 from Sylvester Hammonds. And I don't see Enrique Rivera on here. He must be hurt during this game. Win number 3 in a row comes in a massive blowout win against Portland. 117-83. Max Christie drops 18 points. And the only other guy that scored in double figures for them was Bones Highland. The Woodsmen, though, got 23 for Anderson, 20 for Carney, and double figures for Hallie, Payne, Clint Black, and Hans Meyer. The Magic are also having a pretty rough year, and we beat them by 30 on the road. Brent Davis with 17 points, 9 assists. He's up to a 84 overall. Not sure how much growth he has left. He is only 22 years old, so he could have maybe even 2 to 3 years more of growth. Maybe he gets to his peak at 25, but he could already be there as well. Just depends on the kind of player that he is, but they need more because Desmond Bane, who's still here, is regressing heavily. Look at his drop-off in just 4 years in Orlando since we traded him to them in that offseason. It's looking pretty grim as his numbers just keep dropping off in terms of points per game each season. Vancouver, though, got 28 out of Halliburton and Anderson, so he's definitely picking things up and being more consistent these last couple of weeks. Carney had 10 points, 10 boards. Nice seeing that. Against the Pacers, we beat them by 29. John Moran drops 37, 5 and 9 in that loss. Woodsmen get 25 and 13 in terms of rebounds for Anderson. That's one of the highest board days for him. I'm not sure what just happened there. But 13 boards is pretty good for him. Halliburton had a double-double. Wellington dropped 19 off the bench for maybe one of his best offensive days of the season. Carney had 16, Payne had 15, Clint Black had 13, so a couple nice games in a row for Black. But another nice win. Win number 6 in a row comes by virtue of a 2-point win. Just one bucket separates us and them. And we had a 15-point lead at halftime or somewhere around there, and they pretty much brought it back in the third quarter. And then it was just down to the wire. But we came out on top at home. Anderson drops 35 for one of his better days. 17 and 7 for Carney. 12 for Bobo. 12 for Meyer. Halliburton and Wellington both dropped 10 each. The Bucks got 32 for Giannis, but nobody else did a whole lot, although a couple of guys did score more than 10. And this was the loss that broke the win streak. It was against the Knicks by 12. They still have Rivera, but he is back from his injury. 21 and 10 for him in this contest. Hammonds once again plays well against us, dropping 19. The Woodsmen got 24 and 17 for Payne. Carney had 18, but Anderson only had 11 points, 4 for 15, one of his worst days of the season. And Wellington also shot pretty poorly. And yeah, we just have to, work through this because Halliburton usually scores around 18, 19 points a game. And if Anderson has an off day, then we need other guys to pick up the slack because we don't have that other star player that can do that. Payne will sometimes, like in this one, but it's not going to be enough. We do bounce back and absolutely obliterate the Rockets in that second half, dropping 46 in each of those last two quarters to win by 38. Good God, we outscored them by 17 in the third quarter and then by 25 in the fourth. What did BJ Cooper say in his halftime speech? Because holy hell, that is insane. But Ray Harris drops 20. Jabari Smith has not had any similar performance as to what he did against us on opening night. But Carney has the best day of his season. He drops of his career. That's 37 points. His numbers are all going up. This guy is stepping into this role beautifully, which is what Graves could not do. This was his career high and his season high. Let's go. 12 for 17 from the field, 10 for 14 from 3. Shades of Anderson here. Big shades of Anderson. Hopefully he can harness this and keep on growing. But Anderson also has a pretty good day as well. 29 points, 7 assists. Wellington dropped 23, and that's what we need from him. We need him to drop, 15 or more points a game while he's in there for Tyrese. Zed off the bench does what we know that he would do, 15, 4, and 4. Don Payne a double-double. So another nice win, and we got one more to go over. It was a 3-point win against the Timberwolves, who are barely above 500. Carney once again over 20 points. Love seeing that. Anderson, though, another just poor day. I mean, he shot the same as Carney, but Carney had a lot more free throws, so his game looks better. But nobody was really, too good in this game per se. But I guess the defense locked it down, and we came out on top despite Rivers once again having a nice day against us with 25. All right, briefly, real quick update. We are the best team in the league in terms of record right now and in terms of the record percentage. We are not one of the best offensive teams. We are top 10. We're at number 9. The Mavericks are right above us. So we are actually very similar in terms of, the output there. We're actually pretty much on par with them in terms of the offense. For defense, I imagine we have the best. Yes, we do. But the Mavericks are top 6 in terms of defense too. So, they are a very tough opponent. It's going to be a very fun game to watch. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. In fact, I hope it's not. I want to see a close, good game here. Field goal percentage, we're 11th. The Mavericks are 14th. In terms of three-point percentage, I want us to be top of the league, but we aren't. In fact, right now it's the Rockets. So we have some work to do, but we are picking things up. We're up to 39%, which it was way lower than that before we sinned. So we're making progress. The Mavericks are right above us. They're actually, they are so similar to our team, except there's worse in free throws. And, yeah. And the Mavs right now are rocking with Dyson Daniels and Karl Anthony Towns as their big two. They also have Reed Wall, who I did consider trading for a couple years back as like a backup point guard kind of role. I think it was the same time when I was looking for Will Hollins as well in that whole trade fiasco. But he hasn't really, you know, reached his potential. I don't think he will ever get to what he was, you know, kind of supposed to be. But he's still pretty decent, averaging 15 points a game, 7 assists per game, shooting very well from the field and from 3. I mean, maybe just like a 80-ish overall, but he's playing better than that, I would say. So they got him starting. They got Daniels and Towns both getting 20-plus points per game and both shooting pretty well, though Daniels is shooting only 43%. But still, both guys are pretty good. In fact, their starting 5 is pretty decent. So we'll see what we can do here. They will also start Zaire, Williams, Gordon, Wolf, and the other 3 guys that I talked about. We will start Wellington, Carney, Anderson, Vanderbilt, and Dot Payne. Azette coming in off the bench. So here we go. The current 1 seed in the West against the current 3 seed in the West. Pretty big matchup. Let's jump in. It is our first showcase road game of the season here in American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas. Let's see what happens. Dyson Daniels' first shot off the mark. Carney there on the stop, and Payne pulls down the board. Let's see what Wellington gives us as the starting point guard. And let's see what we can do in total as a team as Zaire Williams jars the pass loose and deflects it for the steal. Bad one there by Vanderbilt, as now Towns fouled from behind in the bucket. A very early one on Payne. Mavericks get out quickly in transition, and they turn it into an opportunity, unfortunately. The free throw is up and good from Towns. So 3-0 lead to start things off. In the corner, Anderson takes the screen and then turns the ball over, throwing it right to Cat. What was that? That's 2 bad turnovers in their first 2 possessions. Williams now, the catch and shoot. It's good. Mavericks are off to a pretty good start. Vanderbilt gets the feed and has the flush. Great pick and roll there with Anderson. Daniels finds Wall. He's wide open at the rim. What happened there? Somebody got lost or caught on some kind of screen. Anderson back to Payne. Over Cat. Bucket and the foul. He's trying to respond. Back to that first play to start things off. Also, do we used to have that, like, kind of red outline on the back of the names? I don't think we did, but looks kind of weird. Might take that off if I can. We'll see, though. Reed Wall. Catch and shoot. Same spot as Williams. That one falls. Quick 11 points for Dallas as Payne scores again. He's got 4. He did miss the free throw, though, on the previous 3-point play opportunity. Daniels whips it to Towns. At the rim. Payne's there. Doesn't matter, though. Dallas is showing off the offense early on. Wellington trying to answer back. Can't do it from 3. There's a screen from Wolf. Wall's shot off the mark, but Wolf is there to tip it in. Way to follow his teammate's shot. Usually it's us up 15-6 in the first couple of minutes. Anderson to Carney. He's in the paint. He's got to fire soon. He's going to call for a violation. And there it is. Got to have more awareness. Cuts. And now we get a steal. Wellington jarred it loose, and Carney ends up with it. Nice job to deflect that pass. Carney has it. He feeds Anderson. He's got to fire. No violation, but he missed the layup attempt over Williams. And that is not a good matchup for us in terms of the size. So that could be a more difficult thing for him to score at the rim in this game because of that. As Wallace splashes one from deep, and we are down by 12 early on. Got to call a timeout and talk things over. To be honest, so far, I don't really like the play calling that we're going to. Might have to adjust some play calling for some players, not entirely sure. But it's just one game. We can't let a one game decide how we do the rest of the season, right? Anderson off the screen, hits it. And I think those are his first points. Wall, another triple. That one's not going in this time. And Payne's there on the glass. Carney attacking the rim, slipping by. Williams with the reverse layup. Yes. Give me more of that. Driving to the hoop, getting by your man, and just hitting a nice little finger roll layup. It's beautiful. Wall, the jumper. Okay, he's off to a pretty good start. I gotta start. He's got as many points as we do. Come on. Anderson hesitates, then pulls the trigger and knocks it down again. Daniels has it, waiting for Wolf to peel around. He gets the feed. Vanderbilt's there to thwart the shot attempt. Williams steps back, hands off to Wolf, and his triple is left short. Anderson, a foot behind the line, off the mark. That's a good look, though. Guard loose and stolen by Joel Carney right out of the hands of Karl Anthony Towns. Now a handoff to Vanderbilt. Great pass, but he can't finish because Cat was still there in front of him. Wall to Daniels, contested triple, just off the mark. Under 6 to play in the first quarter. I think I might just keep on watching this one. I think we might as well just watch, full games for most of the season if we can. As Carney with a tough finish at the hoop. And as I said, he's up to 18 points per game. Mostly, actually, like half as a starter, half is coming off the bench. He's having a really good year, and I'm excited to see what he can do if he stays in this role. As Wall will misfire here from downtown. Chance for us to close the gap to a one-score game if we hit a 3. Double screens for Wellington. Has plenty of room. He gets inside. The layup won't go, but it is a foul on Towns. The second on Cat. 5 to play in the quarter. So Cat will check out. Wellington knocks down the free throws. And it's Spallestrieri checking in for him, as well as Ellis off the bench for the Mavericks and Quentin Grimes. It will call timeout. All right, way pass deflected. Wait, what happened here? We get to it. Anderson picks it up. I was jarred loose by Azette, who has checked into the contest. So, a great first play in his first second there on the court. Clint Black has also checked in. And I retract my statement about Azette earlier because, holy crap, that was an awful shot. Graves also in there, though, along with Bobo. So, Anderson, the only starter out there right now for us. Ellis, though, blocked by Graves at the rim. Jump ball for it. It's going to be him against Ellis. So a nice defensive play. But I want to see the offense from Todd Graves today. I want to see him knock down some shots. Shows what he can do as he does win the tip. Good job. Let's see what happens. Azette cuts wide open. The Mavs had no idea what was happening there. There was a screen set by Graves to get Azette down low, and they did not even bother switching or anything. Zero comms right there. Ellis, out of a shot, finds Wolf. That's a nice pass. And his shot will not be good. Bobo reaches for it. A chance for us to tie or take the lead now. Black, the screen. Anderson, guarded by Wolf, gets by him. Whoa, what a move. That was awesome. We're tied at 20 now. Quentin Grimes, left open, but it's off the mark. And Black pulls it down. A bit of a cold spell for the Mavs here. They have not scored in nearly 4 minutes, but Graves will from 3 to put us ahead. That's just what I want from this game. Give me more of that. And now another steal, this time with Tons Meyer. Mavericks. Something has happened to them here in this first quarter. They brought him to the bench and all of a sudden turned into a couple of spuds. Graves' shot won't fall now, but not a bad look. Anunoby to Grimes. He pulls the trigger but missed again. The cold spell continues for Dallas. Hans Meyer, pull-up jumper, off the mark. He gets the board, though it was tipped off of Spallestrieri, and now it goes off out of bounds on him. Mavs take over. I gotta say, man, I love the Mavericks court here. I just love this, gray hardwood court. As Grimes tried to stuff it in, but Graves darted loose. Went right back to Gordon Wolf, and his shot is good. But a 17-4 run the last, 6 or so minutes. But again, this court is beautiful. It's a cutting play for Azette. Meyer set a bad screen. Azette will still challenge Ellis still as he finishes through the traffic. Beautiful stuff right there. That's why he's out there. Ellis back to Grimes. Top of the key, uncovered. They finally knocked down a shot that's not off an offensive rebound. And we're tied at 25. And there are 90 seconds left here in the first quarter. And we just turn the ball over. Azette throw it right to Grimes. Up ahead to Ellis. Can we catch up? Yes, so we fouled him. So Dallas will surely take the lead back here. First one good. Second one also up and in there. Azette to Meyer. He lost the handle. Ellis jarred it loose and stole it. We've had at least 5 turnovers here in the quarter. As Graves gets one for us. What is going on? Some sloppy basketball. Off-ball screens for Azette. He gets the feed, but Anunoby's there. Azette back to Bol to Black. He's going to have to shoot this. His jumper, it's good. He's got an A- mid-ranger, so we'll take that. Grimes, another 3. How many times is he going to shoot this? Azette to Black. He'll fire again off the glass, but no. A little bit too much on that one. Ellis throws it right to Bol. It's another steal. We've got 5. They've got 5. This is crazy. Graves, corner 3 to end the quarter. No good, and we are tied at 27-1. Very interesting first quarter. Start of the second quarter, we got Bol, Graves, Wellington, Payne, and not sure who the fourth or the fifth guy is out there. As Payne has it jarred loose and stolen by Balestrieri. It's Azetto's out there. Man, we are turning the ball over left and right. But so are they. A lot of hands in this game as that shot will drop for Daniels, and Dallas takes the lead back. Wellington, crossover, and space with the answer. Daniels hands off to Reed Wall on the baseline. Back to him, top of the key. That one falls again. Top of the key screen from Bol. Wellington misfires. A bit too much on that one. Daniels. Third time. Are you kidding? 9 quick points in the quarter. Payne comes over and sets the screen. Wellington can't get it to him. He tried to squeeze it through. Anunoby finds Williams for the slam, and we are down by 8 very quickly. They've scored. It's been 2 minutes. They've scored 11 points. Just like in the first quarter. All right, we got to draw a play up here that will actually work. Azette, nice move, and the reverse layup is in there. All right, I'll take that. Let's get the offense going again, but this defense needs to start getting some stops because they've hit 5 more threes than we have, and that is not a recipe for a win. Wall makes it 6. We're getting lit up right now. Graves has the top of the key. He finds Wellington, uncovered triple, off the mark. And we have not pulled down an offensive rebound so far today. Wall, back to Daniels, uncontested. Unbelievable. These guys cannot miss from downtown. After a foul by Dallas, Hans Meyer and Anderson check in for us as we give Azette and Graves a breather. Wellington. Nice move at the rim, and the layup is good. Nice take. Daniels. Pump fake, thought twice about it. Screen comes. We got to guard this well. From the elbow, it's not going to drop. We didn't cover it that well, but you take the miss either way. Meyer with a mismatch against Balestrieri. Don't shoot this down low. Holy crap, he actually did. kind of a sick shot as Towns picks up his third. With 8 to go in the first half, that could be big. But he has not done hardly anything. I think he's got 1 basket. First free throw is good. And Meyer goes 2 for 2. Nice work. Daniels, another feed. Meyer, good switch. Towns, stifled by Bol. But now Williams is wide open. And Anderson is hurt. No, you can't be doing this to me. He's grabbing his shooting arm. No, man, no. We can't be missing both of our star players. Now he's grabbing his left arm. Which one is it, pal? Come on. Oh, God, we're screwed. Now we really need guys to step up. Things are getting weird. Payne the screen. Wellington, plenty of space for the 3, but it's offline. Oh, wow. Illegal screen from Towns. That was quick. We get the ball right back. It's not going to be a foul against him, though, I don't think. Or maybe it is. That could be... Would that be his 4th? Wait. Hold on. Let's just double check that. Anthony Towns. That was his 4th foul. That's big. But to be honest, they have played well without him on the court. So I don't know what to expect now with both of our star players being out for the rest of the game, I'm assuming. I don't see Anderson coming back in this one. Maybe he will, though. As Payne. This Balestrieri guy has run the ball loose like 3 times. I'm going to lose it. Wolf's layup won't fall. We're down by 10. 36-46. Need a lot of guys to start stepping up here. Mismatch for Payne. He fades away and knocks it down. I do see Anderson there on the bench trying to warm his knees up. We'll see what happens there. We've actually shot better than they have, but they have hit like 6 more threes than us. Wall. Then makes it 7. He did this last time. Carney, the triple, please. Yes. Let's start taking more of those and knocking them down more. We need Carney to become that star player that he can be. I want to see a 25-plus game now out of him with Anderson now pretty much out for the contest. Reed Wall, another chance. Please, no. Thank God it just missed. Nice screen for Wellington. His triple's not going to drop. I want him to shoot better from 3 because, my God, his numbers look good, but when we watch him, he doesn't hit as many as you would think. In terms of like a 41% shooter from downtown, we almost never see that. Wellington waiting for somebody. He goes to Carney. Now Don Payne backing down Balestrieri. It's off the mark. He gets there for the first offensive board. It's blocked. Wellington the triple. There it is. He heard me. Anderson, dislocated right elbow. 2 to 4 week injury. He definitely cannot play through that. As the ball goes out of bounds off Dallas, we take it over. That was a good job by Vanda to draw it loose. Or jar it loose, rather, not draw it loose. Black will check in for us. Don Payne takes a breather. Got to find a shot here. 5 on the clock. Wellington again to the triple, just rattling out. I want to get Hansmeyer the rock and Carney the rock and let those guys pull the trigger. Balestrieri over Black, yes. Wellington to Meyer in the corner. He feeds Black down low. He spins, fires, and misses the high arcer. And Balestrieri is honestly showing off some really good defense down there. Not, necessarily, getting blocks a whole lot. He had a couple. But he's just showing off some really good post defense in general. Ellis, tough one, but it goes. We're down by 11. And they're up to 58% from the field. Probably like 65 or 70 from 3. The play for Carney. He's going to shoot this 3 off ball. It's going to be a long 2 instead, but it's blocked by Daniels. He gets the rock. Back to Ellis. Hesitation and the score. Well, we're going to get a good look at a couple of guys that we don't get a lot of minutes from. So I guess that is the one positive out of today, as we can see what the rest of this team is made of. Carney to Wellington. 5 on the clock. He's going to shoot this for 3. It's up, and it's off again. Come on, man. We got to start hitting these. Come on. He's 2 for 8 from 3 in this one. Screen from Balestrieri. Daniels, the shot off the mark. Let him shoot those mid-rangers. Just not the threes. Vanderbilt to Black. Back to Meyer. He'll fire. It's off. We just look lost right now. Just can't find our offensive rhythm. But we almost got a steal. Ellis misses that. That would have been crazy if he would have knocked that down. That would have been absurd. It's 3 defenders. Under 2 to play, though. We're down by 13. Got to close this gap before halftime. Simply put. Meyer to Carney. 5 on the shot clock. We cannot be taking this down to the wire every possession. The shot is good, though, but we got to find some better looks. Lestrieri down low. It looks way too easy for him. Wellington to Carney for the triple. Uncovered. It's good. Yes. Give me that. Ellis, backdoor cuts. Man, their offense right now is humming and ours is not. Wellington attacking the rim. Hop step and the bucket. Nice move. Daniels trying to respond for 3. It's off. Balestrieri gets the board and scores. Damn. Screen from Black. Wellington trying to get by Ellis. He spins. Nice moves, but he's blocked. We get it back. Carney for 3 again. He's open. Not this time. Last shot of the half. Grimes from half court. Front rimmed it. 12-point game at the break. Only 51 first half points. Anderson's hurt. Halliburton's hurt. This is bad. Start of the third quarter. We start with the ball. See if we can turn this ship around. That's a good start. Azette, the high-flying man. Great feed there from Wellington as well. That was awesome. Wall attacking the rim, throwing it up and missing the shots. Not the best defense there by us, but we will take the stop for sure. Let's get this lead to below 10 points perhaps. Wellington uncontested for 3. No. Man, I just want to see more. Williams fires off the screen. The baseline jumper is good, man. They have got a lot of shooters out there. He's 4 for 4. I think Wall's I want to say 7 for 11. Daniels was probably around there too. Although most of those are 3s. Azette attacking Williams. Hesitates and goes back out. And now we got under 5 on the clock. But Carney's open for 3. Daniels attacks, bucket, and the foul. That's the first on Carney. It's the first time Daniels has really attacked the rim all game. He's been mostly taking some 3s. Free throw is up and good. It's back to a 12-point game. Azette giving a chance from deep, but he can't cash in. Payne's there on the glass, though, finally. Wall steps back in the corner, missing the shot, though. Let's go. Score on this possession, make it a close game. Make them sweat a little bit. Azette trying again. That's not going to fall, but Payne's there on the glass again, outboxing Towns. After a reach and foul from Vando, Graves and Bobo will check in for us. Azette will take a seat. Got Payne out there still. Wolf is fouled by Bobo. They call that after the block from Payne, of course. First one up and in. And Wolf knocks down both. In the corner. The screen from Boble, the shot from Wellington, off the glass, but left short. Right now, it just feels like one of those games where they got off to a hot start, we didn't, and we're down by 10 to 12 in arm's reach for pretty much the whole game is what it kind of feels like it's going right now. We almost turned the ball over there as Payne had a really nice stop. Carney, open triple. This time it's good. Need plenty more of that. He had 10 in the first half, shot pretty well. He's got already at least 6 here in this one. Shot clock winding down. It's jarred loose. Graves pokes it out, and Carney ends up with it. Another great defensive play by Graves. Got to start forcing some more of those turnovers. Give us more of a chance on the offensive end. What was that pass by Wellington? You didn't see Daniels right there covering Carney? Are you serious? Thank God Wall missed the jumper on the other end, but my God, that was a terrible pass. Mismatch down low for Payne, though, against Williams. He fades. That never works. He never hits those 6-7 footers, man. Just come on. Better looks. Wall, long 2. Not this time. 7-point game. Let's just make it a close game, guys. We have a chance. They're missing their shots now. Payne back to Carney, uncovered for 3. Cash! Let's go. Just what I want to see. 19 points. Give me more and more and more. Williams, in response, back iron. Another chance for us. A bucket here makes the gap just a 1-score game. Graves, the triple. That one's off, but Payne's there for the 2 up in the air. Daniels crosses. He has an open shot. And he missed it. Holy hell, I thought that was going to go in. Another one of those scoring shots for the Mavericks. They've gone 3 minutes and more without scoring. A 3 here will give us a lead, but a bucket will tie it. Off on the clock. Wellington, the triple. It's off. They go up to Wall. Quick 3 in transition, but their cold spell continues once again. They had it at a very similar time in the first quarter. Right after the first 6 or so minutes, they had a cold spell. Wellington ties things up though at 70. Nice work. Way to battle back. Mavs bring in Ellis off the bench as well as Quentin Grimes and Anunoby. They keep Towns out there as he has it jarred loose and stolen by Payne. A bucket here will give us the lead. We got a Zep back out there now. And Hans Meyer too. Payne, the 3. Interesting. And now Zed gets a steal. A lot of poor ball handling as Graves subs it in transition. Vancouver leads by 2. What is it, like a 12-0 run? Grimes crosses as a wide open look, but he overshot it. Mavericks have become a very spotty team as Ellis picks up his first foul. Graves heads to the charity stripe. Some nice plays by him, I gotta say. First free throw good. Clint Black will check in at power forward for us as Bobo will take a rest. And both are good from Graves. Nice one. Alestrieri sets the screen. Grimes goes back to him. Black's there. He stalled in his tracks. Let's get the stop here. What are we reaching for? Well, Bobo's going to check back in now. Payne will take a seat after picking up his second foul. Ellis back to Wolf. Not going to fire from 3. And now he throws it right to Graves, who jumped the pass for Anunoby. Another good one. He finds Zed at the rim for the 2. The run continues as the Mavericks have to talk things over. Beautiful run here in this third quarter. Ellis attacking the hoop and breaking the cold spell for the Mavericks. They dropped from they shot I think 57% in the first half, and they are down to 50 now. pretty much because of that cold spell. Like, that's crazy. And now we turn the ball over. We throw it right to Ellis, man. Like, the vision right now by both teams is pretty poor. Wolf, though, stuffs it in. And they're picking up some steam. This crowd's on their feet. They're getting loud. Azette cuts. Good pass this time from Bobo. Help comes. Azette finds Black in the corner for the triple. He hits it. Do we have a stretch 5 off the bench? Nice. Grimes trying to respond. It's good. What a fun game this has been so far. Meyer off the screen. Misses the shot. It's got to be like, what, his second shot attempt of the entire contest and his first three-point attempt, I think. I need more of that. Ellis blocked by Azette, and he gets the board too. Graves gets the feed. Can't knock down the 3, though. Good pass by Azette. It's probably a decent look for most of our players. He's only 2 for 6. I think you can take that shot. Grimes, a step back, knocking it down again, and now we're down by 1. Meyer, out of a shot, finds Bobo. You had a lane, man. You took way too long to react. Meyer, deep shot. It's good. Can you believe he just canned that? There we go. Balestieri sets the screen. Grimes hesitates. Back to Balestieri. Black's there on defense. He missed the shot. Of course he got it back. Another cutting play for Azette. Double comes, but it's too late as Azette scores. Way to attack Ellis with that smaller mismatch there. Beautiful stuff. Azette has a really good IQ in terms of basketball stuff. As Ellis, though, easy buckets. We're tied again at 84. We've had a really good second half shooting-wise after a pretty slow start. But got to keep things going here and in this close of a game. Green for Azette. He'll fire a 3 now, but that one is too much under it. Grimes in the paint. Get in by Meyer, and he hits a high finger roll. Black the screen. Meyer finds Graves. Bobbled the pass for a second. Shot clock winding down. Azette misfires. And Black is not even trying to pull down those offensive boards right now. Last shot of the quarter. Grimes the triple. Just missed it. 2-point game with 12 to play. 86-84. Dallas leads. Start of the fourth quarter as that's called for a reach-in foul. All right. Dallas to start with it. Showing a block on Payne for some reason. Don't want to be seeing that. All right, so Azette, Meyer, Payne, Bobo, Graves are there to start right now. A very interesting lineup as Wallace fouled hard by Azette, his third. That's already 2. That's 2 in 16 seconds, man. Got to be doing better. Giving them 3 points now. And if they get, like, what, 3 or 4 more fouls before the 2-minute mark, then they get in the bonus. So let's stop that. Meyer takes the high screen, but Daniels just gets around it very well. Help comes. He's blocked. He gets it back, and now he's fouled. Payne fires a 3 off the inbound pass. That's 2 more three-point attempts than I'm used to from him. What the hell? And an Obi. Wow, what a finish. Meyer crosses. Won't pull the trigger. Daniels pokes it loose. Meyer dives for it. Great hustle. You got to pass the ball, though. You got to pass the ball, though. It goes out of bounds. We get it. Jesus Christ. He was just down the floor just like looking around as if like nobody was open, but there was. Right next to him. Why do they got Calvin Gordon wearing the Dallas jersey? I don't want to be seeing that right now. I don't want to see that guy until the playoffs at this point. Meyer to Bobo. Got to find some open looks here, man. We aren't doing a good job of that. Need some more off-ball movement. 5 on the clock. Azette on a dime. Fires a 3. It's off, though. It's tipped And Williams reaches for it. Still have yet to score in these first 90 seconds. Got a couple of guys at the scorers table, though, so the starters will come back in. Or the starters that are replacing the injured guys. That's not a foul! Come on. That's a clean block. Third on Payne. First free throw good. Wellington checks in with Carney and Vando. As the free throws both fall. 8-point game. Over 10 to play. Let's pick it up here, guys. Screen from Payne. Azette finds him on the roll. And he missed the shot. I need you to do better, man. I'm begging you. Wall. Trying to feed Bellestieri, but Carney jumps it. Azette over Anunoby. Yes. Nice finish. Daniels attacking the basket. Thank God that was on an and one opportunity. That would have killed me. First free throw drops for Daniels. He's pretty much got like what, 4 or 5 threes. He's got 4 threes, and the rest are free throws. Come on, it's ridiculous. High screen. Wellington to Azette. He feeds Payne against Town, trying to draw his 5th. But he lost the ball! How many times have we done this in this one game? This is crazy. Now there's a mismatch on the other end somehow, man. Unreal. Wellington to Azette. We feed Payne again on Towns. He tries again and missed it! You're 3 feet away, man! Come on! Wall. Over Payne. Where's the foul? And he scored it too! Are you serious? Is this how every quarter is like gonna start? With them going on some like huge run, like 13-0 run to start up, and we have to close the gap midway through and then see what happens the rest of the way? Are you kidding me? Every quarter has gone this way. This is like the first time I've ever seen Payne cold out there on the court. As Carney takes a nice drive to the rim on Daniels. He is 8 for 10. He is doing what I want him to do, like tit for tat. Daniels, by the way, has already won player of the game. It's not even over yet. He's got like, what, like 15 points? Is that really good enough for like player of the game? Come on. Like let's be honest here. Towns missed it. Nice stop there by Payne. But no more offensive plays for him. Unless it's an offensive rebound. That's it. Azette inside. Can't finish. Wall from the charity stripe. It's good, man. 23-9 for him. Like, what the hell am I watching? Wellington to Carney. He's not going to fire. Almost turned it over. He gets the feed now, and we just have no open shots. We're turning the ball over every time. Daniels for 3. Oh, brother. I mean, we are missing our 2 best players, but like, goddamn, some of this stuff is completely preventable. Completely. Daniels feeds Towns. Payne got caught in the air, but he doesn't go up. Anunoby misses the shot. 16-point game. If we don't score, like right now, like and start a run here, we're like we're just screwed, man. We've scored 4 points. Azette for 3. Well, there's 7. Daniels keeps getting open. He missed it though, but Towns pulls it in. Man, just when I think we are doing something, the Mavericks just silence me. God damn, are you kidding me? Wellington, the drive. He missed the layup. He gets it back. We got to score here, man. We can't put up like 10 fourth quarter points. Azette's jumper is off. Daniels, another 3. I'm gonna lose it! He's like me playing pickup. He just sits behind the line. Lob attempt for that! What was that? You're gonna do that down by 19? Towns gets the switch for no reason. Payne just like slid off him. This game's over, man. God, what a disappointing just episode. So many weird things have been happening. Shot clock winding down. Wellington's not going to hit this. He's just like, what, like 36% from the field, man? Like, God. 2 points in the second half. 2 for 11 from 3. We're down by 19 points. Towns. Spinning a couple of times. Like, how does that even work for him? This game's over. I'll watch one more play. I'll watch Zek get another bucket. But it's over, man. It's over. We got blown out. We showed some grit and toughness for a while, but for this episode to go the way it did, right after we got first place in the conference, what a tragedy. We allowed 42 points in the fourth quarter. We only scored 22. Embarrassing stuff. But what can you do when you lose your 2 best players? And they don't lose anybody. Makes it tough. Look at that fourth quarter, man. Unreal. Unreal. Daniels, 36 and 11. 23 and 10 for Reed Wall. 14 for Grimes. I mean, dude, nobody was bad at all for them. Not even close. Everybody played up to their standard. And I don't really have a lot of thoughts. I mean, you lose Halliburton, you lose Anderson midway through the game. I think it's really tough to come back from both of those injuries at the same time. Carney at 23, is that a 21 off the bench? Thank God. Payne at 19 and 13. Wellington only had 16 points and he shot poorly. I just needed a little bit more from him. Just a tad bit more from Wellington. Just a few more threes that go down, and that changes the course of this entire game. Graves was all right. Black was all right. Anderson only played for 10 minutes before he got hurt. And Meyer was not really given too much of a shot. Well, did not even take one. Man, that is tough. And they shot 50% from 3. Kill me now. That is awful. And by the way, both teams had 12 steals and over 13 turnovers. So this was just a really pretty sloppy game. But at least for us, I think 14-50 is probably like the actual average for most teams. But that was more than I'm used to. But let's see if he can play through it. Let's see if Anderson's going to be out. And he's going to be out for 2 to 4 weeks. This next episode is going to be our toughest stretch in maybe the entire series. Maybe, or probably one of our toughest since we actually got Anderson, just because he's been on our team every year except for 2 seasons. And it's going to be pretty much our first time not having him or Halliburton out there on the court in a long time. So that hurts. I think you're going to have to expect that we're going to drop like probably half or more of these games coming up. So that is definitely, that's going to hurt for sure. And who do you put in? Who do you put in for Anderson? You know what I'm going to do? Giving all these minutes to Omer Azette. You happy now, buddy? You're getting some playing time. And then I think we can probably give the other minutes to, let's do Colin Gillespie. I'll bring him in one moment. And I will also increase the minutes for Carney because he's playing so well. Alright, so for the time being, until we get our guys back, here's the lineup. Wellington, 30 minutes a game. Carney, 34 minutes a game, playing shooting guard the entire time. Azette will start in place of Anderson. He'll play a bit less than 30. Vando will stay at his. Tally, Payne will stay at his. Bobo will stay at his. Graves will too. We're going to give Gillespie 18 minutes at point guard off the bench. Meyer and Black will stay where they are. So we'll see if these guys can get it done while we are missing both of our star players. And that's the best that we can do, I think. I think that's the best we can do. It is really tough for all this to be happening at the same exact time. But, you know, injuries do happen. So that does mean that we do drop to second behind the Spurs now because they played 2 more games than we have, and they went 1-1 in those games. The Mavericks closed the gap by a full game, so they're only a half back from us. And everything now gets a lot more difficult after things were easy for a couple of games. Here's how things work. That's going to be it, though, guys, from me. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. We're going to have probably a weird episode next time out with a bunch of role players trying to step into larger roles and to see how they do. I'm not sure which game I want to watch next time out, but I probably want to watch one. Do we watch a game before Anderson comes back or afterwards? Let's see. What is his diagnosis or his prognosis? It looks like he's going to be out for 2 to 4 weeks. He'll probably be okay within, I'm going to say 2 to 3. So maybe this game against the Hornets, or at home against the Cavaliers, or this game against the Nets. I don't know. We'll see. But that's it for me. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time out. Peace.